Hey, what's up, Daniel? This is a quick demo video for you for your 7 chambers Aniflex Elite. This is installed with a Proffie. It's got a 2-button setup, so your top switch here, or your top button, that'll be your power, and then your bottom button here will be your auxiliary switch. One thing I did notice, and I sent you a message about it, is when I opened the box, I searched everywhere, but you were missing one of your brass pins. So that brass pin right there, as you can see, is missing. You've got the other two. All right, I looked everywhere in the box, so it was not in the box. You may have to reach out to Lewis to see if he can do a replacement for you. All right, but how to get to your chassis is you just want to unscrew this guy. So we'll take the handle off here, unscrew that, and just kind of twist it off. It'll come right off like that. So this is all obviously one piece. I've got your pommel on here with the venting, with the venting for sound. Your static pommel is in your box, okay, along with your stand for this as well. But when you open this up, this is your chassis here. So you've got your Proffie board, easy access to your SD card and micro USB. So this Proffie board is a snap fit down into the shelf, but you do not have to lift it. Just use a 90-degree data cable to make any of your changes on the micro USB slot, and then just a pair of tweezers or something to grab your SD card out. All right, right in front of the board you have a kill switch. This is a removable battery setup here, so spring side over here for the negative side of your battery. And of course you've got a 28mm Smoke Goes Out Post Elite speaker. For now, this just has my sound font on it. There is a copy of the config file that I use on the SD card, so you can build from that. Although it is a pretty simple 2-button setup with 1 blade style. All right. So although it's my sound font, I gave you the blue rotoscope blade because I think it just goes well with the Saber. All right. So we'll go ahead and throw a battery in. This is an 18650 Keep Power battery. I like to take the sticker off, although on this setup you don't really have to. I just like to do that on mine. All right, so put the battery in there, come over here and flip the kill switch. And then come over here and put your handle on. Everything is a tight fit, but just kind of twist the handle as you're going on, and it goes on with no problem, okay? I'm going to just turn it, put it all the way on. When you get this locked all the way down, you can come over here and hit power. So all your LEDs in there are firing up, and you've got twist off. I gave you a Shadow Foil Props lit PCB in there. These are some PCBs that I really like to use. I know my camera's having a hard time focusing, but you will of course see that better in person. But they all light up. It's a nice smooth swing. And this Saber is pretty screaming loud. And everything's put together. Auxiliary here. And then twist off. All right. When you want to put a blade in, the first thing you'll want to do is unscrew this button right here. So we're going to unscrew it upside down. Make sure I don't drop it because it is a 2-piece unit. So be careful for that. Put that off to the side. When you look in here, you'll see your tactile switch for your main power. But right in front of that switch is a grub screw. And that grub screw is your blade retention. All right, so we're going to loosen that up and put a blade in. This takes a 7/8 inch Neopixel blade, so if you don't have one of those, you'll need to get that. We'll back that grub screw out a little bit, put this blade in. So we just come in here and put our blade in and then lock down the little grub screw there for your blade retention. So it's nice and hidden. You don't see it in the Saber. And when you get that locked down, then you want to come back over here and put your switch on. All right, put your main switch on. You can screw it all the way down and then come over here and hit power. You light a blade up, very nice, right? This is, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this is the blue rotoscope. If you're looking for some place to get sound fonts for this, I always recommend K-Sith or Kyberphonic fonts. You can't go wrong with either one of those guys. Pretty beefy, good flash on flash. Blaster bolt deflex is just tapping auxiliary. If you want blade lockup, hold it down and hit the saber. So it'll be closer to the emitter when you're vertical. And then as you go like this, it moves out closer to the middle of the blade. See the difference in my hand color? White here and blue. Right? Now it's white here, blue up here. And twist off like that and we'll break it back down. So again, just take off your switch, but don't drop it. We'll loosen up that blade retention screw just a little bit so we can take our blade out. Put that screw back into the emitter just a little bit. Put our switch back on. And then I'll just take the handle off and show you that the kill switch is working real quick. All right, so again, just unscrew your handle. Slide it right off the chassis. We'll go ahead and turn it on from here. And then flip it off from right here, and it kills power. All right, and then eventually when you want to take your battery out, do it from the positive side by your speaker. You can pop it out with your finger just like that. But that's basically your Aniflex Elite. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will get this out in the mail to you by tomorrow morning. Thanks, Daniel.